Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday Night Football. We got a good one. Jim Harbaugh, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. If they're going to make a run, it's got to happen tonight. Of course, Joe Burrow is playing the best football of his career, and it's being wasted. Let's see if the defense can step up. They will start with the football shotgun. Burrow's going to hand it off to Chase Brown on first down for a 4-yard run. And this is going to be one of those games where I think the Bengals are going to have to run the football early in the game and win this game in the trenches. We've seen Joe Burrow throw 5 touchdown passes and lose a game. It's just it hasn't been working out for them. They need to win a game because they're playing good defense, they're running the football, and they're being physical. 2nd and 5, Joe Burrow looking to throw, and that's going to be caught. And that is that player. I can never say his name. All right, and I'm going to be getting my ticker here on the screen, so bear with me a second. Ooh, Jim Harbaugh's challenging it. It doesn't look like he got that second foot down. Yeah. Did it ever touch? He had so much room. Oh my gosh, he had so much space, and he just didn't drag a toe. He just did not drag the toe. You really hate to see that if you're a Bengals fan. So an early challenge is going to bring us to a commercial break. We've only had 2 plays so far in this one. All right. I'm going to do the ticker today with the actual logos on the screen. So I'm going to upload that right now. Here, background remover. There we go. And it is 0-0 last time I checked. 0. And the Bengals have 0. Boom. And let's make them both bold. And how about this? Let's add the quarter as well. Yeah. That should have been an expedited review, in all honesty. It just looks a little weird. I don't know why. My logo is freaking tripping me out. Is it too big? There. Still looks a little weird to me, but all right. Replay confirms that he did not have his foot down. Download transparent background. Here we go. Hope you guys like my my ticker. I put a lot of work into it. Here it is. All right. 2nd and 7, Joe Burrow. Second and 7, Joe Burrow in shotgun. Chase Brown behind him. Fakes the handoff. Burrow, time in the pocket, now rolling out. Throws to the check down, which is Chase Brown on the sideline, and he's going to gain 1, maybe 2, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. The Chargers, I hate to toot my own horn on this one, but I've been saying since Jim Harbaugh became the head coach, I said this is going to be an immediate turnaround. The Chargers will be in the playoffs year 1, and they're going to be a really good team. Now here they are, sitting at 6-3, one of the best defenses in the league, and they were just a running football team for most of the season. Now Justin Herbert's getting let loose, and T. Higgins incomplete. T. Higgins thought that he was interfered, and that's going to bring out the punting unit. And also the Charger, number 20, that's Hart. Is that Cam Hart? No, Cam Hart. Isn't that the quarterback for Miami? I'm tripping. No, that is Cam Hart. Yeah, Cam Hart kind of limped off the field after he made that play. But they're starting to let Joe Burrow loose, or Justin Herbert loose. You're starting to see Justin Herbert put up some yards. And this first one's going to result in a punt. I have a gut feeling that this game, as much as I would not be shocked if this one is 31-34. I mean, Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow, it's going to be a game, right? I could see this game just being weirdly low scoring, like a 13-17 game. I mean, the Chargers defense hasn't really given up big numbers all year. So why am I to believe that it's going to happen now? Meanwhile, the reason that I kind of am inclined to think it could be high scoring is because of the way Justin Herbert's looked these last couple weeks. This is a dangerous team right now, and we'll get more into that in a second. First down is going to be a run, and that's going to be a gain of 8. So a really good run right out of the gate. Look, this game is a turning point. It is a fork in the road for both franchises. On one hand, the Chargers win this game, and they pull away from the rest of the AFC in an even more dramatic way. On the other side, you have the Bengals, who are playing for their season in a position where they have to win out, damn near win out. They can only lose one more game if they really want to make the postseason, 2nd and 2. And this is going to get shut down. So let me explain why this game is such a weird moment in the season, because you could easily blink, right? And the Chargers would be sitting at 8-3, pulled away a definite playoff team. But let me explain why this could get really weird, because they're sitting at 6-3. They're playing a team that has their season hanging in the balance. If they lose to the Bengals tonight, which absolutely could happen with everything on the line, next week the Chargers play the Ravens, who are coming off of a loss. So the Chargers could be 6-5 like that, which is the Broncos' current record, while the Broncos played the Raiders and the Browns in the next 2 games and just blew out Atlanta. So as good as the Chargers are right now, their season, in my opinion, it's about to be defined in tonight's game. I mean, what direction is this Chargers team going to go? We know that they're good, but is this one of those Charger moments of, they always kind of find a way to make themselves mediocre, and here they are at 6-5 in 2 weeks? Or do they turn the page on mediocrity and turn into an 8-3 football team and pretty much cement that it's going to be different as long as Jim Harbaugh's the coach? I find this game fascinating for that reason. The Bengals, everything's on the line. The Chargers, they need to decide who they are and let us know. We got Little Lee in the chat. What's up, Little Lee? Happy to have you in here. As always, one of our biggest fans and supporters of the channel. How are you doing, buddy? How's North Carolina treating you? How is all that other stuff going, the personal stuff? Did you figure out what's causing the issues? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're enjoying your weekend, buddy. All right, so what did we learn today? You know, a busy Sunday around the NFL. We learned a lot. One thing we learned is that the Packers do, in fact, own the Bears. Uh, I saw the number. It was too large to memorize or repeat, but it said that the Bears hadn't beat the Packers in over 2,200 some odd days. And I'm sitting here going, the hell, 2,000? 365 days. How many years has it been? I mean, I knew that the Packers, record-wise, own the Bears, but no, I didn't think that the Bears haven't had a single win in the last, I don't know, 10 matches. I can't do that quick math right now, but holy crap, dude, that is insane. Jordan Love, meanwhile, as good as the Packers have been, he is proving to be a combination of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love's been intercepted in all 8 games he's played in 2024. And he's actually the first quarterback with one or more pick in each of his first 8 games since the Broncos' Case Keenum did it in 2018. And he's the first Packer to do that since Irv Comp in 1944. And this is the part that's really, I get a kick out of. Love's 8 interceptions, 8 consecutive games with an interception is the longest streak at any point in a season for a Packers quarterback since Brett Favre, who threw picks in 12 straight games in 2005 to 2006. And if I remember correctly, I think that's the year Green Bay went 3-13. I think there was like one year that really the Packers were struggling. 2005 Packers record, 4-12. Damn, I'm good. I wish I could remember other things besides football like that. Jamar Chase with the completion on first down. All the way down into Cincinnati Chargers territory. If I confuse these teams one more time. Look at this. Jamar Chase has just been amazing this year, and so has Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, if they had any help, would be the runaway MVP winner. He's the first quarterback to have 9 touchdown passes against one team and lose both of those games. He has 9 touchdown passes against the Ravens, lost both of them. First down's going to be a handoff, and he got pulled down and a late flag comes in. I wonder if this is going to be on Derwin James. Yeah, it's going to be a horse collar on Derwin James. Nothing much, brother. It's treating me well. It's chronic hives, but they've been gone the past 3 days. And there's a face mask as well that didn't get called. Is it just me or the refs like historically bad on face mask calls this year? Have the Packers ever come that close to losing to the Bears before? Well, I'm sure. I mean, the Packers have lost to the Bears. It's been a while, but they have lost to the Bears. You mean like come that close and win? Or what do you mean? All right, Bengals in the red zone. Caught. Who else? Jamar Chase. Who else would it be? All right, well, let's take a look at the football database right here. So, of course, today the Bears lost 20-19. They lost on January 7th, 9-17. And after this drive, I'll go through and give you I think the answer you're looking for, Lily. 2nd and 5. T. Higgins lined up at the bottom of the screen. I started him in fantasy. Let's get him the ball. They're going to hand it off to Chase Brown instead. And that's going to go down to the 4-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and inches or 3rd and 1, maybe. Zach Taylor calling the play. Let's see what they decide to do here on 3rd and inches. Jesse Minter's first season as the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, doing a hell of a job. Let's see how they respond here. Handoff up the middle, and they're going to get it. They are going to get it. It was 3rd and inches. They got 1. Jamar Chase in the backfield. They just motioned him. And the linebackers, they have to respect him when he's back there. Bengals went no huddle. Now Burrow's rolling. End zone intended for Jamar Chase, off the hands in the back corner of the end zone. All right, so we'll have some time here. So the Bears lost today. They lost their last. Okay, I'm just going to give you the results. Loss, 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 loss. So they've lost the last 12 matchups in a row against the Packers. And then you finally get to a win, which I will cover here in a second. Joe Burrow looking to pass. Flag is on the ground, and it's going to be incomplete, too high in the back of the end zone. They finally did win. If you're wondering when the Bears' last win was, it was in 2018. It was December 16th, 2018, and they beat the Packers 24-17. Now, you were asking, have the Bears come that close to winning? It doesn't look like it. Let me give you some of the results of their last 12 losses. 9-17, 20-38, 19-28, 27-10, 45-30, 14-24, 35-16, 41-25. Here we go, Joe Burrow. Joey Bosa. Offensive lineman was the first. Oh, Joey Bosa was about to get the sack, so Burrow flipped it to his offensive lineman. Little E and Kyle, can the Striped Kitties win? Yes, they can. Absolutely, they can. As long as they got Joe Burr playing at the level that he's playing. This is going to be intentional grounding, though, so this drive ultimately, pending a miraculous play by Jamar Chase. Oh, man, he had Jamar Chase, too. If Joey Bosa doesn't put the pressure on Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase is running a slant, and he's open. And I'm surprised that the commentators aren't focusing on that, because that is a play that results in a touchdown 9 out of 10 times between these two. 3rd and goal, Burrow, and he's going to throw it to Jamar Chase, and it's going to be 4th and 9. Yeah, so there's really no close losses for the Bears. Their last 12 losses in a row have been by a pretty wide margin. There was one game, it was their first loss, right? So 12 games ago, where the Packers won 10-3. But overall, it's been pretty lopsided. And Field goal is good, and the Bengals will be the first to take the lead. And Little E was asking the question, so don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, Rick. If you're hearing this, I did not bring this up. It was Little E's fault. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15%. I love that song, but I'm always thinking, aren't they over 100%, right? They're like 80% glory, 20% pain, 13% luck, 17% this, 18% that. Good. Yeah, we're over 100. We're well over 100. All right, and I did update the ticker for you, rascals. I hope you enjoy it, your updated ticker. And if you are joining us right now for Sunday Night Football, let me be the first. I'm the only one here, so I will be the first no matter what. But let me just say welcome to the Only Football Podcast, the channel that brings you live streams of every game, every significant game. Rick is a Bears fan, so he normally covers the noon. I'm a Broncos fan, so I got you covered for the 4 o'clock. And then Sunday Night Football, we are right here. And Monday Night Football, we're streaming together. And then you get our predictions on Friday. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves, make yourselves comfy. I'm curious, when you guys are watching this, Little League and KC, I think I've asked you this before, but I don't remember the answer. Am I on like your TV or am I on your phone? Or do you have like an iPad that you keep on the couch? I'm just curious, what screen am I coming out of? It's kind of tricky to think about. But I'm just curious. What am I coming out of right now? Is it an iPhone, an Android? Is it YouTube? Is it X? Man, we learned a lot today, I would say, around the NFL. And KC, Samsung Tablet 4. All right, I'm coming out of the tablet. I like it. It's a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Man, there was this older lady that works at my building, and I was hanging something up in her room. I like to go in there, find reasons to go check on her. I feel like a lot of these people, they just don't have anybody, and I feel kind of bad, you know. I'm like, man, they must get lonely, just being in these tiny apartments all day, no one to talk to. And she opened up to me about both of her sons passing away. And I was like, whoa, Justin Herbert's going to get sacked on first down. I was like, wow, I did not have any idea. But she said one of her sons struggled with drug addiction. The other son, he had like a uh, something wrong with his sight, so they did a surgery on his sinuses, and it caused a brain aneurysm, and it killed him. And that was on Veterans Day. And well, that not this Veterans Day, but like so on Veterans Day, I stopped by and I uh, I told her I brought her flowers and just told her I was thinking of her, and I downloaded our podcast on her tablet, so she is now potentially out there watching. I asked her if I could share. She said yeah, so I did not violate her privacy or anything like that. Justin Herbert just made it in an incredible play, steps up into the pocket, and then uses his speed. And honestly, this was not a slide. He turned full, that was a full-fledged, I'm a ball carrier, not a quarterback. and he took the ball all the way to the 45-yard line. That is part of Justin Herbert's game that just doesn't get enough credit. Herbie is going to throw it, and that's going to be complete for 5 yards. Now, I think there's a couple of quarterbacks that don't get enough credit for their speed. And I'm gonna tell you why. Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Yeah, everyone's doing a good job so far. 2nd and 4. Herbert fakes the handoff. Offensive line's got him all day, and that's going to be complete. I'm sorry, but if your offensive line is going to, receivers down after the catch. Uh-oh. Is that Ladd McConkey? Ladd McConkey's shoulder is affected. It's the right collarbone, it looks like. Casey, I occasionally use my Z Flip 4 phone and listen to different streams together. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm the same way. Oh, yeah, that was definitely hands to face. I mean, when the offensive line is that good, it doesn't matter how good your corners are. You're not going to stay in man coverage that long. And that's why Joe Alt was drafted instead of Malik Neighbors. And Justin Herbert downfield, touchdown. Will Dissly. And that is just Justin Herbert, dude. I'm telling you, this is a very dangerous team. Justin Herbert is playing some of the best football of his career right now. Look at this throw. You got Will Dissly running a seam route. And he just does a great job of looking off that safety and then threading the needle, getting it over that linebacker's head, throwing it with enough zip that the safety can't get over. That is just Justin Herbert making a great play and a great read. All right. Fastest quarterbacks in the NFL. All right. You got Justin Fields, Marcus Mariota, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. These are the quarterbacks that typically you think of, okay? Now, the fastest play by a quarterback happened in 2022, and it was Justin Fields who ran 21 miles an hour on a 6-yard rush. Lamar Jackson's fastest run in 2022, he was running 20.48 miles per hour, okay? So that's 20 miles an hour. That's the fastest Lamar Jackson ran in 2022. Now, keep in mind that was a 79-yard rushing touchdown. So it's a little different than Justin Fields because, like, it's obvious if you're running 80 yards that you're going to hit top speed. And when you watch that play, he did hit his top speed, and it was 20 miles an hour. This is the part of Bo Nix that he just doesn't get credit for. Bo Nix ran 20 miles an hour on a 23-yard run. He did not run a 40-yard dash at the combine. And what it is like people thought Bo Nix wasn't a real running threat. They just didn't. Bo Nix is very fast. You got linebackers, and these aren't like defensive tackles. I'm talking about linebackers that think that they have the angle on Bo, and he turns the corner on them. And this is why Bo and the Broncos take the fifth least amount of sacks. Is because fast quarterbacks are hard to bring down. Lamar Jackson, hard to sack. Josh Allen, fast, right? Hard to bring down. And I always thought that Bo Nix never got that kind of credit. Like, nobody thinks of Bo Nix as Oh, he has elite speed, but he was the fastest ball carrier in week 2. And I'm just curious, as the national spotlight is on Bo Nix. I think people are going to start noticing that the things that people said were weaknesses for him was just not true at all. Like his arm strength. He had a throw today that he had to put it in a tight window, and there was if he didn't zip it, he had to throw that ball so fast, or it could have been picked by the linebacker, the safety, or the DB, and he threaded it. And people posted it on X, and they were like, "What's this about his arm strength?" I saw him throw a 60-yard pass off his back leg to Troy Franklin that was dropped. So they said he didn't have elite speed. They said that he didn't have arm strength. And you're seeing other quarterbacks like Josh Allen, who won the game today on a run. They get a lot more credit for their ability to run, avoid sacks, in their arm strength. So it is interesting because they're going to run it here on first down. It's interesting because I do think that there's a group of quarterbacks out there that, for whatever reason, the national media doesn't really recognize them to be fast ball carriers. I think Bo Nix and Justin Herbert are in that category. When Justin Herbert wants to run with the football, he's got some real wheels on him. He can really run it. This is not like Aaron Rodgers, right? When he was younger, it was like Aaron Rodgers actually can run the football if he needs to. T. Higgins dragging people into Charger territory. It's not like these are quarterbacks that, if they have to run, they can. These are quarterbacks that it's like an actual part of their game. We ran a design run today with Bo. I've seen Justin Herbert have designed runs. Daniel Jones, he actually ran the fastest of anybody the year after. I think that was the run where he tripped over himself. He was going 21 miles an hour. Nobody thinks of these guys as fast. It's insane. Sack, lunch on first down. Justin, oh my gosh, I don't know why my brain keeps flipping these quarterbacks. I'm so dyslexic tonight. Joe Burrow, sack lunch. But yeah, I mean, there's just a handful of guys out there that I don't think get the credit that they deserve when it comes to running the ball. Now, Joe Burrow, he's really not a running quarterback, right? He's really not. He's a pocket quarterback. But I'm talking about quarterbacks that actually it's a part of their game that is very, very underrated. And let's see, how many rushing yards does Justin Herbert have on the year? Justin Herbert's, he ran a 4.68 40-yard dash. His longest career run was a 38-yard run. Justin Herbert also broke Patrick Mahomes' record for fastest quarterback to complete 1,700 passes. Trying to get the ball snapped on 3rd and 10. They do. Pressure coming, quick throw, and I think they should go for it here because it's going to be 4th and 1. Great job by Joe Burrow recognizing that there's a blitz and getting the ball out of his hands immediately. That's why Joe Burrow is such a great pocket quarterback. He doesn't need to run away. He knows what to do, and he makes the decision. Fast processor and delivers a good ball. Puts his team in great position here. I think the recommendation is to go for it. I would go for it. You got 10 seconds left. Let's see if they're just trying to draw them off here. I think they're going to just try to make them jump, but I do think they'll go for it in the start of the second quarter. Interesting. So Zach Taylor's calling a timeout here. Look, I don't understand that. Why call the timeout? If you feel like if you feel like you need a break, why don't you wait one more second? The quarter's about to end. Save the timeout. It's a very interesting decision right there by the Bengals. I mean, what's the significance of getting this first down before the first quarter ends? You don't understand the call. You burn the timeout. I guess maybe, potentially. Well, who called the timeout? All right, 4th and 1. Let's just wait. Now the Chargers are calling timeout. So it was the. Oh my God, this is crazy right now. Why didn't you guys just? Why don't you just let it 3 seconds roll off? So the Bengals call a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first quarter. They get lined up, and the Chargers call a timeout. So now the Chargers only have 1 timeout remaining. The Bengals have 2. So eventually we're going to get this 4th and 1. Eventually we're going to get it. And Casey, the only thing I can think of is that the Chargers defensively didn't like the way they matched up with the Bengals. And they felt like if they didn't call that timeout, they would not be able to have stopped that play. 4th and 1, Burrow, quick throw, T. Higgins. And that's going to be a first down, but the ball comes out at the end. Now the Chargers have it, and they're running it back, and there's nobody that's going to stop him. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and now it's the end of the first quarter with a touchdown Chargers. And T. Higgins is slow to get up. He's been dealing with injuries. He's been out the last 2 weeks dealing with a hamstring. He finally is healthy enough to play in this game. And he converts the first down. Was his knee down? His knee was down. So this is not going to be a touchdown. But I do love the refs letting this play out. You can always reverse it. And this will be one of those expedited reviews. The refs have already said the runner's knee was down. And now we go to the end of the first quarter. That's crazy. I would have never thought the amount of events that would have taken place from 4th and 1 to finally getting to the end of the first quarter. Chargers were planning for the INT and the TD. Now we understand. Oh man! All right, so that's kind of a game-saving reverse, for the Bengals. You go down 14-3 to this type of team in the first quarter. No, not looking good. Not looking good. Now I did have both of these teams doing fairly. The quarterbacks doing fairly well. I did have a profit boost that was, let's see what it was. Log in. All right, 105089. All right. All right, so here it was. Justin Herbert, 250 yards passing. Justin Herbert, 2 touchdown passes. He has 1 right now. Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown. Joe Burrow, 250 yards passing. Joe Burrow, 2 passing touchdowns. $10 is out 103. I'd say in the first quarter, I think it's looking pretty good right now. I think both offenses are moving the ball pretty well. Both quarterbacks throwing the ball. Not, I wouldn't say like with ease, but Justin Herbert is on pace for 220 yards. I got him at 250, so let's see if he can have a better second quarter passing yards wise. But I'm pretty good about it. They're already offering me $10.70, which means they also can get this good. Harbaugh is a genius. Oops. All right, 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Shotgun. And this can be a handoff. Chase Brown had some room and it dissipated very quick. Gain of 2. Yeah, so it was actually 3 straight games that T. Higgins missed. Hearing the reporter right now. Now his lower back's hurting. Man, T. Higgins just needs to stay healthy. 2nd and 8. Burrow looking to throw, has time, incomplete. And now a flag comes in. Christian Fulton was the receiver, and he was immediately like, what the hell? And that is going to be pass interference. I mean, he felt like it was a pass interference. Goodness, I haven't updated the ticker. What is my problem? You guys didn't even tell me to update the ticker. You guys gave up on me? All right, here we go. 1st and 10. We got T. Higgins back on the field? We do. Chase Brown, gain of 2. Here we go. All right. Come on. It's Jamar Chase time. Jamar Chase time, baby. Here we go. Burrow. T. Higgins. Strong hands. Man. That was just T. Higgins being a big body, using those strong hands. All right. All of a sudden, a 3rd down feels kind of big here. You don't want to settle for 2 field goals. I wonder if the Bengals would go for it if they weren't able to convert here. 3rd and 2. Burrow's going to throw. Time. End zone. Incomplete. Come on. Go for it. Field goal attempt coming. Don't like it. It's 3rd and 2. Come on. Chargers had 2 bodies on Jamar Chase. What if it's a fake? Watch the fake. Watch the fake here. This could be a fake. I'm feeling something. No, it's a real one. And it's good. So, 2 field goals. Defense for the Chargers doing their job. Bengals understand what kind of defense the Chargers have, and they say, we'll take the 3. guess maybe if the Chargers continue to score on their drives, you might see a change in what they do in those situations later. But for right now, it's a 7-6 ball game with the Chargers in the lead. For the kicker, and it is time. We updated the ticker because of Dicker the Kicker. Bo Nix is trending right now with 16,000.7 posts. I love to see it. And I'm sorry I keep talking about Bo Nix, but you guys have to understand that I haven't seen a quarterback performance like today since Peyton Manning, guys. That was about 11 years ago because his final year with the Broncos wasn't like that. This was like 2013 Broncos. It's just I'm just in awe. I really am. In a good way. I'm not shocked. So awe is probably a bad word. I really, really just want to keep talking about it. It's been so long since we've had a quarterback like this. I mean, there's a throw that I want to point out that happened in this game that Bo Nix doesn't even attempt this pass a month ago. He's seeing the field so well now. Just look at this one pass. Look at this one pass right here. That is seeing the field. Look at this. That that is the kind of throw that everyone just looks at each other and go, "Dang, we got him. We really might have the best quarterback in this year's draft class." Wow, this one's going to be taken out of the end zone. It wasn't deep, and a weird camera angle. It's hard to see where he went out. Looks like the 30. Defense, not the Cats meow. 26 in points allowed, giving up 26.2 per game. 26 and they're 26. 31st in red zone defense, allowed a touchdown on 72% of drives. 2-3 record when scoring 30 points. The rest of the NFL 63-3. So that's crazy. The rest of the NFL is 63-3 when scoring 30. The Bengals are 2-3. Herbert takes the handoff, throwing. What a throw. Are you kidding me? Look at this throw by Justin Herbert. Look, people that say Justin Herbert isn't elite are just, I'm not going to say anything mean. I will just say that they just don't understand football. They don't know football. They don't know what it takes to make that throw. Insane. Hasn't thrown an incompletion yet. Takes the handoff. Fires! And there's Will Dissly. All the way to the 29-yard line, and Herbert is throwing the ball right now with such confidence and precision and accuracy. Look at that. If he doesn't throw that to Dissly in a way where he has to reach back and get it, he puts it where the linebacker can get it. I mean, he's just on fire right now. And it's not this game. It's the last couple of weeks. Oh, man. Bengals Who is that? That's Pratt. Pratt for the Bengals was screaming on the sideline, saying, "I'm tired of this. Wake up." And so far, Justin Herbert. Oh, Bundy touchdown! And it doesn't matter. Backflip. Wow. Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert. And if you guys are wondering why in the world would somebody win a national championship and leave that team to go to a franchise that hasn't won a playoff game in over a decade, it's that quarterback. The AFC will have 3 playoff teams from the AFC West this year. When is the last time 3 teams from one division made it to the NFL playoffs? NFC East becomes first division since 1997 to have 3 teams make the division. The 49ers were surrounded by NFC East Cowboys. The Eagles had the 1 seed. The Giants bested the Vikings. That was Daniel Jones's game that got him his contract. And then the Cowboys blasted the Bucks. That was Tom Brady's last game in the NFL ever. What was that game? 40-0. It was insane. And it marks the first time since the NFL realignment in 2002 that 3 teams from the same division made the divisional. Not since 1997. In the old NFC Central, had 3 teams from the same division this far into the playoffs. That season, the Packers, Vikings, and Tampa Bay Bucks all made the divisional run. The NFC Central had 4 teams in the postseason. Guys, I just learned something live on camera. I had no idea. I didn't even know what the NFC Central was. The NFC Central. AFC North was the AFC Central. And the NFC North was the NFC Central. So, man, I thought my whole life it was the NFC North and the AFC North. So let me look up 1996 division winners NFL. '96 NFC NFL division standings. Wow. Yep. So there was the AFC East that had the Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, Jets. That's how it is now, but the Colts were in it. The AFC West. Oh, I did know that. I remember. I just thought the Seahawks. Okay, it was still called the AFC West. So the Seahawks were in the AFC West, and then AFC Central was the Jaguars, the Oilers, the Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers. That is very interesting. And 1997, it was the same way. And then in 1998, it was the same. 1999, it was the same. When did it switch? Burrow first play, incomplete, taking a shot downfield. 2000, it was the same. Titans went 13-3. Ravens were 12-4. That was that crazy good defense. 2001, AFC Central, and it was 2002 which, if I'm correct, that was the year the Texans became a team. So the addition of one team made it so each division could have 4 teams. But how did the NFC do it? And here's a quick throw on second down, gain of 5. So who was the expansion team that made the NFC Central disappear? The NFC, this is very interesting. So there was Eagles, Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions, Bucks, Falcons, Saints, Panthers. Oh, the Panthers. The Panthers. They became a team in 1999. And it's really interesting. 3rd and 4, Joe Burrow is going to get sacked. And now they're going to have to punt it. That is just not good. That is not good. It's interesting because when the Panthers became a team, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, the NFL, they gave them a bunch of picks, and a year later, they were in the Super Bowl playing the Patriots. And the NFL got together and they said, okay, we messed up. We can't have our expansion teams getting that good that quick. And then it changed, the amount of, oh my gosh, and it took a Chargers bounce on the punt. And then the NFL said, all right, well, let's change the way we do this so that when we add a team, they don't go to the Super Bowl immediately. And I believe that there was a team that, I want to say the Browns. No, it wasn't the Browns. Was it the Texans? No. I think it was the Titans. Newest teams, NFL last 25 years. The Texans are the newest team. Okay, yeah. So it was Cleveland because they returned to the NFL in 1999. And that's really why they were so bad, is because the NFL, Justin Herbert, oh my gosh, Justin Herbert, did we not just have this conversation? Justin Herbert just ran a 40-yard run on this Bengals defense. Unbelievable. So yeah, it was, I think what I saw was the Browns the fact that they've sucked for so long, they can blame the Panthers because the NFL changed their rules after the Panthers, and then they didn't give enough, right? They overcorrected, and the Browns had nothing to start out with. And yeah, very interesting. Here's Herbert. I'm sorry, but even Justin Herbert's checkdowns are going for 13 yards right now. This is just such a bad defense by the Bengals. I don't know how in the world they haven't fired their defensive coordinator. Lou Anarmiu, his 6th season as the Bengals defensive coordinator. He needs to be fired. Here we go. 1st and 10. Oh my gosh. And they just run it for 10 yards. And it should have been a 3-yard run. This is crazy. Oh, Casey, thank you. I was going to update the ticker, but I was like, well, I might as well wait because they're about to score again. Bengals need to tarmac their defensive coordinator, maybe Zach Taylor as well. If you could fire somebody at halftime, Lou is the guy. This is crazy. $211 total yards of offense. Justin Herbert gearing up to throw his third touchdown pass. Here we go. Herbert overthrew the receiver in a late flag, and now it's going to be an automatic first down. And this is it, man. When things aren't going right, you get frustrated, make mistakes like that. This is a team that is not playing like their season's on the line. That push at the end was totally unnecessary. There's really no reason to do that. The only reason you do something like that is because you're frustrated. And that's not going to help. It's really not. 6 minutes and 4 seconds. And they are lined up in straight power formation. And they're going to fake the handoff and now zip it incomplete. Herbert looking to throw it. A little bit of a fight. Zach Taylor trying to get his team to focus. Five minutes, 59 seconds. And Haskins is the back right now. So you had J.K. Dobbins scoring a touchdown. You're like, not loving this, but they're just going to power run up the middle. It looks like to me he was short. And the refs agree. But it is about as damn close as you can get. Yeah, if I'm Harbaugh, this is a QB sneak right up the middle. Look at this. Great blocking. I think that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Oh, that angle doesn't look like a touchdown, but this one does. And now, why is Haskins in the game and not J.K. Dobbins? Harbaugh's going for it. This could be one of those stops defensively for the Bengals that saves their season. I cannot understate the importance of this defense that hasn't been able to get anything going. If you stop the Chargers from the 1 yard line, multiple plays in a row, you get this stop, and the Bengals drive down and score 13-14. Chargers score here 21-6. They're showing Herbert or Harbaugh on Herbert. He is a quarterback's dream. All right, 4th and goal. Kill, kill. Here we go. Handoff. Touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. And J.K. Dobbins comes into the game and says, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Man, he just dove straight over the pile. I mean, look at this. You got the I formation, handoff, and he just lunges himself, does a front flip, and lands, almost lands on his feet, but the Chargers land a 20-6 lead. And with the kick, it's 21-6. And that is why I didn't update the ticker, but I will now. It is 21-6. Wow. The Bengals, looks like their only hope is getting into a shootout. That is the only way. Man. Boom. 21-6. Yikes. If you're a Bengals fan, you are. Oh my gosh, Fire Lou is now trending. Fire Lou is now trending. Can I start this? Fire Zach Taylor, Fire Lou. You know it's bad when Fire Lou is trending in the United States. Jeez. Ah! Over pour. Chargers don't know. Bengals don't know what to do. Think it's time to fire Lou. Joe Burrow's playing good, but he can only do so much. Fire Lou. You know what to do. Fire Lou. Zach Taylor can be fired too. Fire Lou. You know what to do. Gotta fire Lou. Fire Zach too. Wasting his best years. Wasting Joe Burrow's best years. I know that he's got 10 more, but you don't want him to be. I have no verses. I only have a chorus. Fire Lou, you know what to do. Fire Lou, fire Zach too. Gotta fire Lou. Browns know what to do. Browns, Bengals know what to do. Gotta fire Lou. Gotta fire Lou. All right. See how the Bengals respond. Bengals need to respond, man, because the defense does not look like they are about to make any stops anytime soon. 2020, 805 rushing yards in 15 games. Really interesting how Jim Harbaugh made all of these acquisitions over the offseason, and a lot of these players we were like, that's nobody, and now they're doing so well. Got a real good eye for talent. Here's Burrow, pressure coming, and he's got to get rid of it, and he gets it to Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is going to pick up 3 or 4, and it's going to be third down. Pressure was coming. Really good job by Joe Burrow, just getting the ball out of his hands. Man, look at him. Just 2 guys just pushing him back. This Chargers team is just nasty, and they tackle well. This is a really, really good team right now. Here we go. Burrow sack. That is his second 3 and out because he was sacked on third down. And Burrow running off the field with his shoulder pad flipped up. This is just the offensive. I mean, you got Mims out there, right? He's a rookie. What was it? Aquarius Mims or something? Amarius. I was close. Number 18 overall pick. Now, I don't know how he's been doing, but let's find out. Let's look at his PFF grade. So 57.7. It's kind of weird. His run blocking is even worse, 53.7. Let me see. Rookie offensive lineman PFF grades. And Chargers are going to run it here with J.K. Dobbins and pick up a 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 7. 18 more seconds to the 2-minute warning. And by the looks of it, they're trying to snap the ball. Let's see if they do. 5 seconds. Nope. What? Ball was snapped. They let it go. First down. The 2-minute warning definitely hit. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Should that play have happened? All right. So ranking the best NFL rookies after week 10. Okay, number 1, this is from PFF. Number 1, Jaden Daniels. How is Jaden Daniels number 1? Bo Nix is leading in every statistical category. When was this published? After they lost to the Steelers or after they lost to the Eagles? I mean, holy crap. Bo Nix isn't even on the list. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. These are, according to PFF, the best NFL rookies as of week 10, which is 1 week ago. Jaden Daniels, Jared Verse, Brock Bowers, Andrew Phillips, Bucky Irving, Cooper DeJean, Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison, Dominic Cooney, Brian Thomas Jr., Zach Frazier, Lad McConkey, Joe Alt, Tarheed Still, and Tyke Smith. 15 players. Not one of them is the Broncos. That's crazy. That is crazy. I, I don't get it. I really don't. All right. Joe Burrow on the sideline. Body language. He looks defeated. Herbert. Caught. All right. Has Justin Herbert thrown an incompletion? Oh, yeah, he's thrown one. 9 for 10. Herbert taking a shot, and he was throwing that one away. Guess he didn't like what he saw. Wasn't immediate pressure in his face, but guess he wants to live for another down. This is kind of interesting because, I mean, do we want the Chargers to win? Because the Bengals at 4-5 are, if they win this game, they'll be 5-6. We're 6-5. We play them later in the year, and if they beat us in that game, they would have the head-to-head tiebreaker. It gives us a little bit of room if the Chargers beat them. It's kind of an interesting situation now. All right. Man, 3rd and 8. Bengals need this. Herbert steps up into the pocket. Nope. And Davis Gather, the linebacker for the Bengals, he was running full speed. Yeah, he gave it everything he could to try to stop Herbert short of the sticks. And look, if you're going to give Herbert 15 yards, a 15-yard radius of nobody, he's going to take it every time. I'm not saying you have to QB spy him, but I'm surprised they haven't, had better gap integrity, knowing that there's nobody in the second level. Oh, wow. And they run like an option here. Herbert. No timeouts, so they got to be kind of quick. 40 seconds. This is kind of interesting. See how they play this. Herbert looking to pass. And it's going to be too low. Lad McConkey. Something's going on. There's a flag on the field, and Trey Hendrickson. 91? Yep. Who is that? Who's 91? Yeah, it is Trey Hendrickson. I thought he was hurt for some reason. It isn't Trey Hendrickson. I thought there was like a bad injury. Oh yeah, that's roughing. All right, so the Chargers get a first down, and now, oh my gosh, all the way down to the 5-yard line, and the Chargers are looking to go up 28-6 at the half, and they're going to spike it. 13 seconds left, so they're going to have 2 shots at the end zone here. 2 plays, and man, Herbert is just so dialed in right now. All right, Herbert looking, and throws it away. J.K. Dobbins was, I guess, in the area. Zach Taylor. Right. Why does Trey Hendrickson look like Mason Rudolph? Holy crap! Did you guys see that? 3rd and goal. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Flag. That's gonna put it on the 1-yard line. Holy crap! Wow. Foul incurred in the end zone. That's going to put it on the 1-yard line. This is crazy because if they run a QB sneak and it gets stopped, that's the end of the half. So this is crazy. They basically have 1 play to run here from the 1. Wow. So they're going to kick it. So they're going to take the points and not be emotional. Look, the offense has had no problem scoring, and this is definitely the Bengals defensively. They are saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. 1st and goal from the 1. The Chargers would have gone up 28-6, but because of the time, I don't know. I think I would have ran it. I would have ran it. But the way my offense is playing, all right, they're interviewing Zach Taylor. Get a stop. Get some momentum. Too many 3 and outs. How do you get the offense rolling? Get some rhythm. Can't settle for 3 in the red zone. Okay. Yeah. She didn't ask. I mean, sometimes I'm like, man, that was just like the most obvious answers ever. How do you stop them? How do you stop them defensively? We have to get some stops. Okay. Right. Back to my question. How? How do you get your offense going? We got to get into a rhythm. How? Okay. At least he's, I would rather him be like, no clue. No clue. We got to figure it out at halftime. Ask me when I get my team back out on the field. Or just be like, we're getting our butt whooped. We don't need to do anything different. We just need to freaking execute the plays that we have. But it seems like they need to do a lot of things different. But as you can see from that interview, it really does feel like Zach Taylor doesn't know what those changes need to be. He doesn't know what to do right now. All right, let's see. Is there anybody we can rate? Sunday night football stream. Right. Let's see. Uh, let's sort it by live. I think KC is the only one in here. We had Little E earlier. Shows 14 people, but I don't see anyone. Kind of a quiet night here on the channel in the comments section. Let's see. How can I get this out? Here's what I'm gonna do. I gotta grab my phone for a second because my phone is my web camera, and I'm gonna retweet this stream on my X, but I can't log in without my phone. So give me 1 second. All right. All right. I put a feeler out there. So let's see if we get anybody. I put out a couple messages I replied to, and at the official NFL Sunday Night Football, they posted Justin Herbert's halftime stats, and I replied to the comment, or I commented with a link. So we will get some out of town strange in here, but for now, let's talk about the first half. I mean, Justin Herbert absolutely dominant. And I don't know what the bigger story is right now. Obviously, the last 2 weeks we've talked about Justin Herbert playing at a much higher level. And I mean, this Chargers team right now looks really, really dangerous. But it's always hard when you're discussing these things when you got a team that's getting better every single week, but then on the other side, you have a defense that has been playing its bad as the Bengals have this season, it's hard to know if this is more about the Chargers or more about the Bengals. And I mean, you see it trending on X. Fire Lou, fire Lou, fire Lou. Everybody has had enough at this point. Uh, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Uh, Surely, it's possible. It's possible. But man, the Bengals, they're saved by the bell. First and goal from the 1, and they have to take a field goal because Harbaugh doesn't want to risk running the football with no timeouts in case they got stopped. So that's the only reason this game's not 28-6 right now. So, I mean, it's crazy to say, but like maybe that's a little momentum boost for the Bengals, right? If it's 28-6, I think there's a good chance that you just kind of check out of this game if you're the Bengals. But the fact that it's 24-6, it's like it's an 18-point game, right? I mean, you get one touchdown and a 2-point conversion, boom, it's 14-24, and you got the whole game ahead of you. So I think that was actually really clutch. But at some point, defensively for the Bengals, they're going to have to get a stop. I mean, you go through these numbers. Joe Burrow, 12 for 17, 111 yards. They did go to the red zone twice. I think it was their first 2 drives, but they had to settle for field goals twice. I mean, you score even once, and we're talking about a 14-point game, not an 18-point game. You score twice, and it's a 10-point game. So they're going to have to find a way to kind of do what they were doing in the very beginning of this game. The first drive resulted in a punt. It was not a terrible drive. I mean, it was a 7-play drive. They only went 17 yards and ended up having to punt the football from the Chargers' 48-yard line, so got about to midfield, and then punted it to the Chargers. And the Chargers ended up on first down getting an 8-yard run. Then on 2nd and 2, no gain. 3rd and 2, Gus Edwards, no gain. And the Chargers punt it right back. And that was it. I mean, that's the only stop the Bengals had this whole game was the first 3 plays of the game. And since then, it's been touchdown, 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 field goal. All right. And for the Bengals, they punted it on the first drive, we just said, but then a 13-play drive where they went 49 yards results in a field goal. I thought maybe they would have went for that. It was 4th and 2. And they decided to take the field goal and take the points. And at that moment, we said, it'll be interesting to see if the Bengals don't get some stops, if they go for that later in the game. And I think, yeah, they're at that point where if it was 4th and 2 right now, I bet you that they go for it. I don't think that they would kick the field goal. So we're already there. Because after the field goal was made, I mean, the Bengals were, it was 6-7 after their second field goal. And then the Chargers 6-play, 71-yard drive touchdown. Herbert threw a 26-yard touchdown pass to Quentin Johnston. And then the Bengals, right, they get the ball back, and it's like, all right, no more field goals, even if it's 4th and 2. You kind of put that pressure on us where we're going to have to score. And the Bengals, the previous 2 possessions, went on a 10-play drive that resulted in a field goal and a 13-play drive. So now it's like, all right, it's 6-14. This is going to be a shootout. And they pump the ball and go 3 yards on a 5-play drive because of a penalty. But it's a 3-and-out. They take a 3-yard sack on 3rd and 4, and the Bengals have to punt it. And then it's like, all right, well, you're kind of counting on the defense to at least get a stop here. With the game being 6-14, it's still a one-possession game. Your offense just got a 3 and out. You give the ball back to the Chargers, and they go on an 11-play drive and eat a 5-minute clock with J.K. Dobbins getting the touchdown. You've also had like very key penalties that continued these drives. The Chargers weren't going to probably score on that drive, but you had the unnecessary roughness penalty on Justin Herbert. You had the holding in the back of the end zone. I mean, the Bengals are beating themselves, and then they get the ball back with even more urgency because now it's 21-6, and it's the exact same thing. It's a 3 and out where they take a 7-yard sack on 3rd and 3. Right, the drive before that it was 3rd and 4, and they took a 3-yard sack. So the Chargers are doing a great job dialing up the pressure on 3rd and short, which is kind of interesting because 3rd and short, very risky blitzing on 3rd and short because if Joe Burrow is able to get the ball out of his hands really quick, it's almost an automatic first down. But the way the Chargers are blitzing, they're disguising very well and making it a little confusing for Burrow when he's holding onto the ball. And some of the pressures, it's not, they're not doing anything cute. It's just a bull rush right up the middle. And just the defensive line for the Chargers is just outmanning the Bengals. And this is kind of what I was saying in the very beginning where I was like, this is a game where the Bengals they ran it on first down. The first play of the game I think was like a 7-yard run. I was like, you know who the Chargers are. Their identity, they want to bully you. They want to physically dominate you. And it's working. It's working because the Bengals have had no answer. It's kind of gut check time, I would say. For the Bengals, like they either continue to be bullied and overpowered and the lesser team, or they put their strap on and they buck up here and play better. And here we go, 1st and 10. Let's see how the defense does in the opening drive for the Bengals. Herbert first down, and he's going to throw it to Dobbins, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain. So I think a 3 and out goes a very long way here. A very, very long way. Because the message, whenever you're at this type of a deficit, it's all about getting a 3 and out and scoring on the possession, first possession offensive. If they can do that, we have a game. Herbert, incomplete. Bengals needed that. They were trying to set up a screen, and Joe Alt, is he the receiver? You're saying Joe Alt. He didn't play right tackle. He was a left tackle. But of course, Rashawn Slater is the left tackle, so they had to move him to right tackle. 3rd and 7, huge for the Bengals. Herbert looking to pass, taking a shot deep downfield. Oh, Quentin Johnson. He only used one hand. Why didn't he put both out there? I don't understand. Did he have his hand? Did he have it hooked? Definitely not enough not enough for the penalty. So they're step one, 3 and out. Here's a punt return for a touchdown. Wouldn't that be a good step two? And it won't be a touchdown, but it will be a pretty good return out to the 26-yard line for Irwin. So taking a look at the Walmart 4K cam, Joey Bosa, of course, has just been a menace. Tumpito Lopu, I can't say his name. What's crazy is PFF's top 15 rookies had 3 Chargers on the list. Tarheeb Still, their defensive back, Joe Alt, and Ladd McConkey. Oh, Joe Burrow just put it right on Jamar Chase and he dropped it. That's how you know the vibes are off. I remember when Jamar Chase was drafted and he played in the preseason and he had a couple of drops and people were wondering how worried they should be about him. 2nd and 10 and nothing. Throws it into the ground. This Bengals offense just can't get into any kind of rhythm. They're not even running the football. They obviously can't run the football here. I wonder what was that? Oh, Joe Burrow. I mean, he had to get rid of the ball. 53 was about to tackle him. All right. Obvious passing situation here. Chargers bringing 5 and no flag. Crazy because the intended receiver was on the ground. It must have been accidental. Joe Burrow in his body language is just defeated right now. He had to get rid of this ball. He still took a pretty good little hit there at the end. So Joe Burrow in the offensive line struggles has been the story of his career. Uh-oh. Flag out. Pretty good return, 20-yard return. 80-yard punt. What is that? Is that ineligible? Too many men? That's a legal formation? The longest punt in air yards was 98 yards. But I want to know what the longest punt in the air. 98 yards? It doesn't make any sense. The ball went 98 yards? Are you kidding me? Steve O'Neal? "98 yards. I got to see this." Boom! No, I've seen this punt. It bounced. Yeah, there was a 60-yard punt. It just bounced 40 yards. I want to know what's the longest punt that's traveled in the air from the fair catch to the punter. They're gonna re-punt it, and this one not as far. And now the Chargers to the 30, to the 40, tackled. 23-yard difference by accepting the penalty. All right. Why is this? We got Skiddy Mike, Broncos country with the dub. Bo Nix, Rookie of the Year. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Bo Nix, Rookie of the year. Now, he is still not getting the credit he deserves. Let me show you something really quick. Let me show you this, okay? This is wild to me. I think everybody at this point knows, like, Bo Nix is legit. He is very good. But this is still happening. Look at this. This is after week 10, ranking the top 10 rookies after week 10. Jaden Daniels, number one. Okay, whatever. I can I think Bo Nix is doing better at this point. At this point. But still, whatever. Jaden Daniels, Jared Verse, Brock Bowers, Andrew Phillips, Bucky Irving, Cooper DeJean, Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison, Dominic Cooney. Where's Bo Nix? Brian Thomas Jr.? So no Bo Nix in the top 10. Okay, well, you might be thinking, he's probably at 11 or 12. Let's keep going. Zach Frazier, Lad McConkey, Joe Alt, Tarheeb Still, Tyke Smith, and that's the end of the list. Bo Nix is not, according to PFF, after week 10, not even considered a top 15 rookie. Even though he leads all rookies in passing yards, in touchdowns, in rushing touchdowns. I mean, that is just wild to me. I think I posted it right here. Let's see. Bo Nix became just the second rookie in QB rookie quarterback in NFL history to have 300 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and 140 passer rating in a game. CJ Stroud was the only other quarterback. Okay? 28 for 33, 307, 4 touchdowns. And then look, 15, this was before today's game. First in touchdowns, first in completions, second in passing yards, third in completion percentage, 10 games played first. They had a bye week. First in attempts among all rookies. And he's not even in the top 15. It's just wild to me. But man, I don't know what it is. Like, these guys just don't. These guys just don't do a good job of fairly evaluating. It's like there's just so much. Sean Payton calls it the NFL train, right? And you absorb all this information, and it takes an overwhelming amount of data to make people change their mind. Because if they change their mind, then they have to admit that they were wrong, and that's hard for a lot of people. So they just stay quiet, right? They don't say that he sucks anymore, but they won't put him in the top 15 list. They just okay, let's just not talk about it at all. And that's not going to happen on this one. We should be all talking about it. It's been 12 years since we've had this kind of quarterback play. 3rd and 9, Justin Herbert looking to throw, backpedaling, taking a shot, caught, Lad McConkey, first down to the 39, and watch out, man. The Bengals defense is going to start getting into some fights. I can tell they're out here. They were super emotional after the second touchdown, and they haven't stopped the Chargers. I mean, they got a 3-and-out to start the half, but that was their first stop since their first drive of the game. 1st and 10. Ooh, a handoff to J.K. Dobbins, and he gets stuck. That is like the best defensive play I've seen today from the Bengals. Besides the stop on, what was it, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, and then they ended up running it. But they did have a couple stops there on the one. gut check time for the Bengals. You got them. You got a 3-yard loss here. 2nd and 13. Can you capitalize on having them behind the sticks here? All right, Herbert, Will Desley, he's played a pretty big role in today's game. And what is that going to bring up 3rd and 6? So they do a good job getting them into 2nd and long, but they end up just surrendering 7 yards. So all of a sudden it's 3rd and manageable. Let's see what they do defensively here. I think maybe bring some pressure. They got a bunch formation. And Herbert taking a shot deep. Oh my goodness. It is incomplete. That ball went on a journey. It was tipped by Quentin Johnston. Then it was tipped by Turner. No, it was tipped by Turner. Then Johnston. The safety almost was able to get the ball as well. Now Cameron Dicker is going to attempt a field goal from 53 yards out, standing on his own logo. Snap, hold, kick is money. Would have been good from 60, it looked like. What happened to that? You guys remember they used to have that next to the field goal and say, would have been good from. I haven't seen that this year. I actually really like that. All right. So the Chargers now up 21 points. It's not over. I know it sounds crazy. It feels over. It does. I'm not going to lie. But as long as Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins are in the game, it's not over. That's how good Joe Burrow is. But they need some kind of big play. They don't. A long, methodical drive would be great too, but they need some kind of like momentum play, something that sparks this team and puts a pulse in them. I mean, they just can't do anything offensively. You saw in this last drive, they're not even attempting to run the football. They threw it 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. And you're like, well, maybe you're going to have to run the football. Chase Brown's got 9 carries, but he's only averaging 3.2 yards, less than 30 yards rushing. So it's complicated. What are they going to do? Are they going to come out here and run the football because they didn't run the football in the last drive? Well, the Chargers are probably going to be playing the run because they know that they're not going to go and now run it again. Because then the head coach is going to have to answer questions about abandoning the run game. It's complicated. At the end of the day, you just need to be more physical and say, I don't care if you know we're running it. We're going to run the football and we're going to gain yards because we're going to get a push at the offensive line. That's what I was saying when this game kicked off. They really need to assert their dominance. The Bengals need, if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to get more physical with this Chargers team. You need to beat them at their own game. And then once the running game is going, all of a sudden it's time for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to have some big moments. But it's just not there right now because the Chargers are playing 2 men on Jamar Chase the whole game. They got a lot of attention on him, and they're saying, hey, beat us with somebody else. You're going to have to beat us with T. Higgins, and they haven't been able to do it. This looks like a power formation here. Here we go. They're going to run the football. And there we go. That's what I'm talking about. We got JST Killa in the chat. What's up, JST? The Bengals have total 3 yards on their last 3 drives. They're averaging 1 yard per possession on their last 3 possessions. And that's why that first down run for 4 yards was so important. Run the ball and open up the pass. I hear Colin Burrow taking a shot deep. Oh my gosh. What? Why did he stop running? That would have been a touchdown. What did he do that for? A double move on the safety. Look at this. He pretends he's slowing down, and then he just hits that second wheel. Oh, dive. 3rd and 6. Bengals need this, man. They need this. Burrow taking a shot. Is that T. Higgins? Is that gonna be a push off? Nope, that's gonna be pass interference on the Chargers, and T. Higgins caught it anyway. Here we go. That was the play. You do not rule out the Bengals. Not yet. JST, wish I could say my team won, but Bills deserved to win. Good game from the Bills. Yeah, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I know last week I was really disappointed. Blocked field goal, a kick that's made 99% of the time. And here we go. Chase Brown running the football, and now the Bengals have an offense. Here we go. This is it. This is very important right here. It is good to see the Bengals back to the running game. They needed Chase Brown to get going in order to open up their passing game and have an opportunity to win this game. You're starting to see the Bengals defensively get some stops on defense. It's time for the offense to respond, because if it doesn't happen now, it's not going to happen. They're running out of time. Burrow, end zone. T. Higgins, it came out of his hands. Higgins had it. Higgins had it in his hands. Oh my gosh, he had it. And then he tried to re-grab it and never really got possession. Red zone touchdown rate through week 10, 72%, second in the NFL. 0 for 2 tonight. 2nd and 10. Burrow, Higgins, first down. If not, it's going to be inches short, it looks like. Broncos had a good comeback this week. Dominant performance versus the Falcons. Yeah. I think that's always that was an insane catch, by the way, from T. Higgins. I don't know how he caught that. That was like when Madden glitches and somehow your guy the ball ends up in your hand. There was just a glitch on that throw. And here we go, 3rd and inches, and it's going to be a run. I think he got it. And all right, well, let's do some math. We score a touchdown. Now that the Chargers have kicked 2 field goals, you don't really need the 2-point conversion. You get the touchdown here, and it's a 13-27 game. Same as 14-28. You know what I mean? You need 14 points. A 2-possession game in the 3rd quarter is not over, as crazy as it sounds, but you need a touchdown here. 1st and goal, Burrow looking to throw and trying to get it to T. Higgins, and a flag does come in. will be looking to bounce back against the Panthers. Yeah, well, that's definitely a bounce back game. That's holding. That's definitely holding. That is a bummer because I have T. Higgins on my fantasy football team. That would have been a touchdown. Right. Higgins, where is Higgins? He's blocking right now. Oh my gosh. They lose 5 yards. Why are we, the shotgun runs are just so frustrating. You're not getting any penetration. The Chargers are shooting the gaps. That just doesn't scream, let's run it from 5 yards behind the line. I formation or don't run it. Stop getting cute with this defense. It's a physical team. Play physical. Here we go. Burrow, quick throw. And there's nowhere to go with that. And they're going to lose more yards. And it's looking like another situation where the Bengals are going to either have to go for it in a very unrealistic fourth down or settle for a field goal. Let's see. What would a field goal do for them right now? It would make it an 18-point game, which with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion would make it a 10-point game. It's crazy to say. I think you still take the points here. If they get an incompletion, I would take the field goal in this situation to make it an 18-point game. But let's see if they can get a touchdown. Watch Higgins and Chase. Oh my God, he got lit up. Chase Brown got lit up, and this is all of a sudden way more interesting because they did gain 4 to 5 yards, and now it's 4th and goal from the 4. I don't know about this. I don't like this. Look, if it's an 18-point game, it's a 3-possession game, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. If you score a touchdown, it's a 2-possession game. But if you don't get it, it's a 4-possession game. We got 5 minutes in the third quarter. I don't know. 4th and goal, pressure coming, touchdown. It was the right decision. It was the right decision. Jamar Chase pulls a rag out of his pocket, wipes the football, and there is a Charger down, a 10-play, 70-yard drive that included running the football for a change. And now the Bengals have some life at least. We got the one, the only, the great Bill Harnett. I fell asleep. How are we doing? I was like, is it really 7 a.m.? Getting old sucks. Well, sometimes a good afternoon nap is just what the doctor ordered. I mean, nothing puts me to sleep like listening to those football commentators, the broadcasters. I take my best naps with them in the background. That's actually some people will play like delta waves for sleeping or ambient noise. I put on full NFL games on YouTube. There's thousands of them, and they're all the way through. And I put on those games and I sleep like a baby. Has anyone seen a screencast work in the last 5 weeks? I haven't. I did today. Bo Nix threw a screen to Marvin Mims on 3rd and 13. Well, it was 3rd and goal from the 13, I think. And and as soon as he threw it, I was like, why are we content with a field goal? Why are we trying to score? And the offensive line got downfield. Lil Jordan Humphrey had a key block, and everybody got everybody got a man and pushed him back. It actually was executed perfectly, and it was I was shocked. Bengals need a 2-point conversion. They don't need a 2-point conversion. because it's 27, not 28. So it's a 14-point game. All right. But it is time to update the ticker. All right. We got the ticker updated. Evan McPherson getting ready to kick the field goal, or the extra point, rather, to make it a 14-point game. This is an important extra point. They need this one. Money. 27-13. Man, they needed that. Now, the real question is the liability of the year, the Bengals defense. I said earlier, the Bengals are 2-3, have a record of 2-3 in games where they have 30 or more points. The rest of the league is like 51-3. That's how bad their defense has been. And now, because of the way this game's gone, you're asking that defense, the defensive coordinator, Lou, to give your offense just a fighting chance. I mean, you talk about a head coach or a defensive coordinator that has a half. It feels like his career is hanging in the balance here. If the Chargers come out here and just keep scoring touchdowns, he's probably getting tarmac fired. Will the players play for themselves, Joe Burrow and the defensive coordinator, and give in themselves? I mean, if they lose this game, their season's over. I mean, they only can lose one more game for the rest of the year. That's it. I mean, you need 10 wins. So this is it. You got 5 minutes and 27 seconds in the third. It's a two-possession game, though. It feels like it's so much worse. Herbert looking to throw on first down. Incomplete. Incomplete. Quentin Johnston had his fingertips on the football. It was kind of low, and that was just great defense by Turner. Hey, Lil E and Bill, this game was a sleeper for a while, but it's getting better. KC thinks this game was a sleeper. I feel like there's been a field goal or a touchdown on damn near every drive. 2nd and 10. Oh, you just mean the Chargers were dominating, and now the Bengals, by scoring, have made it closer. I have been saying that I really don't ever count Joe Burrow out, and I just don't see this game not being close. Bill with the super chat between you and Rick. Gotta say, calling 3 games in 1 day is crazy for a team that wants to dial it back. So consider this a thank you from us. Oh, pressure! Sack! A big sack on 3rd down! And all of a sudden, we have a ball game because the Bengals are going to score on this next drive, and it's going to be 20-27, and it's still going to be the third quarter. Bill, consider this a thank you from all of us. Lil E, Stu, Jinja, KC, the usual group. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate you. Thank you for your super chat. And you know who else appreciates? Joe Burrow appreciates the defense getting that stop. Because now, and I was just getting ready to say, this game being a two-possession game, I got to say, if for like someone like Bill that's just kind of tuning in now, it's like, yeah, we got a close game. But I can't really explain it. It feels like the Bengals are so far behind in this game before that touchdown. It just felt like the game was just so out of reach. I mean, it was 27-6, and the Bengals could not get a stop on the Chargers offense. And then the Bengals went into the red zone twice, and both times had to settle for field goals when they were the second best red zone team on turning red zone drives into touchdowns, second best in the league, and they were 0 for 2. So between the offense not being able to do anything, they had 2 3-and-outs in a row. And then even when they did get to the red zone, they had to kick field goals, and then the Chargers kind of stopped offensively. The fact that this game is a touchdown away from being a 7-point game is actually kind of mind-boggling. But here we are. Very, very. If you're a Bengals fan, you're just really grateful that you have this opportunity, because it did feel like, oh man, is this? Are we getting embarrassed? Is that what's happening tonight? And man, what a difference one half of a quarter makes, and one touchdown for the Bengals. But I gotta tip my hat to the defense for the Bengals, because they have been the liability all season, and now the Bengals are basically like, "Hey guys, we need you, or our season's over," and they came through with a 3-and-out. So, hey, bygones, bygones. Just starting now, we need you to step up to the plate, and they're doing it. I want to know how much money that is in the budget for this Wicked movie coming out, because I swear they have like promoted the crap out of that movie. They want us to watch it so bad. 1st and 10, shotgun for Burrow. Let's see if they continue to run the ball. They're going to throw it on 1st down, and here's a check down to Chase, and Chase makes a shifty move and turns nothing into a gain of 4 or 5. And I'm gonna leave the super chat up here for a second. Thank you again, Bill, for the super. Wait, what the heck? Where's my ticker? I updated my ticker. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, 2nd and 7. They're gonna run it. And Chase Brown, man, he's got some wheels. He's fast. I'm gonna see, what was his 40-yard dash? 4.43. Seems faster. He just has good game speed. Some people just have game speed. 3rd and 2 fringe field goal range. A field goal would be nice here too. Burrow incomplete. What do you do? I think you kick the field goal. McPherson kicked the field goal earlier. That would have been good from 60. Why not kick this field goal? Make it an 11-point game. I don't get it. McPherson has made a field goal from 59. This would be 59. I guess they just don't feel like he can make it. 2 longest field goal in Bengals history. He's made one from 58 and 59. And he's ready to go longer. He said a 68-yard field goal is not out of range. That's what McPherson said in August of this year. All right, well then what's the issue with the 59-yarder? I don't like the decision not to pick it. You gotta turn this into points. But maybe he just wasn't making it, because the coach talks to the kicker pregame. I mean, you're in a dome, no weather. Perfect conditions for kicking, but let's see if they can convert here and get 7. Watch the quick slant. Here we go. Burrow taking a shot deep downfield, wide open. T. Higgins touchdown. And that is the play that they have had in their back pocket. And here we go. Here we go. So forget what I was saying. Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, and T. Higgins had other plans. 4th and 2, you're thinking, oh man, they're probably going to go short. You look at the Chargers, they got 2 people shadowing Jamar Chase, and they let T. Higgins run right past him. You know what? The Bengals, I love this. They're saying, look, you want to take away Jamar Chase? We got T. Higgins. We have 2 number 1 wide receivers. And just like that, it's 20-27, and we're still in the 3rd quarter. So here we go. Unbelievable. This game's impossible to explain to somebody just tuning in right now. And it is time to update the ticker. Boom! We got Ginger in the chat. Holy shit. Since he line loose, god awful. Oh, looks god awful. They look good now. Defense came out in the second half. Offense got going. All of a sudden, things are starting to look good. Once the clock starts on the kickoff, give us a countdown. I almost spoiled it for you by accident. Oh, let me see if I can fast forward by anything. Oh, I could. I don't know why. Ooh, thank you, Bill. Hopefully that was the time difference that we were experiencing. All right, let me update the ticker here. Crap. Idiot. Crazy. So, I mean, they scored 15 minutes ago, they scored a touchdown. And now, just 15 minutes later, they score another. And we have a 7-point game on our hands. 9:42. Boom. It's really nice that all the political commercials are over. I was like 4 seconds ahead. I think I got it fixed. Bill, you're a literal angel. He is. He is. He is the gasoline of the channel. Look at Joe Burrow with the Michael Jordan tongue out. Wow. That is my brother. Man, it's really sad that they're going to let T. Higgins walk after this year, but, you know, what the sad part is, like, when you pay Jamar Chase the money you pay him, it really does rule out paying T. Higgins, and that's why they aren't going to. But the saddest part is that the Bengals knew that this is our year. This is our last chance. This is the last dance, if you will, with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. And just 30 minutes ago, it looked like that season was over, but all of a sudden, uh, new life has been sparked into the Bengals, and they are playing different. They're playing different on defense. They're playing different on offense. They're looking really good right now. Playing downfield. Look at these linebackers running downfield, getting a helmet on people, and making plays. They are. This does not look like the same team. I mean, they might have drank some of Michael's secret stuff during halftime. Here's Herbert. Quick throw, bobbled but caught, and that's going to be short, about 4 yards short of the first down. So 3rd and 4 coming up, and all of a sudden it's kind of feeling important for the Chargers to convert. What a difference 15 minutes makes. All right, let's see if the Bengals can continue to dominate in the second half. 3rd and 4. Herbert and shotgun looking to pass. Bengals bringing 5. Herbert caught. Lad McConkey. He got tackled out of bounds. Could have been a late hit. Let's see. They brought 5, I believe. Oh, yeah. Lad McConkey, man. He has come up really clutch for them. Quentin Johnston and Lad McConkey, 2 guys that are really starting to contribute. Joe, taking a shot, Herbert! Oh my gosh, it could have been caught on the tip. Oh, now DJ Turner's down. That ball had a whole second life in the air, and Quentin Johnston didn't look for it. Oh, he saw it, but he saw it, but he couldn't get it. Look, it seemed like he could have reached out his hand. Oh man, just not fast enough of a reaction. But more importantly, DJ Turner's down. He's been their best coverage corner tonight. Not good. DJ Turner, the Michigan Wolverine, definitely somebody that Jim Harbaugh on the other side knows well, who coached him at Michigan. Let's take a look at for the Bengals defensively. They run a base 4-3. Let's see who their backup is going to be in this situation. Looks like Josh Newton is going to be the backup. And it's kind of interesting because he's a rookie, and he was not. He's a fifth-round rookie out of TCU, and he just hasn't seen the field. He hasn't seen the field. Chad Johnson gets clamped by Bengals rookie Josh Newton. That's the one thing about him. Chad Johnson's 50, so not sure how impressive that is. I don't know. I mean, Josh Newton. Let's see. I mean, looks like his number's being called here. Fifth-round draft pick out of TCU. We got two rookies, first string and second string, is a rookie. Let's see if they pick on him. Oh my gosh, J.K. Dobbins. He had nowhere to go and then somehow just reversed field and found 15. Look at this. There is nowhere to go. He is tackled. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bengals, and he just puts his foot down and cuts it back and is able to get all those yards. That's a great job keeping the play alive by Dobbins, and you got to hold them to a field goal at least on this drive. But that is going to be the end of the third quarter. And it is now the fourth quarter. It's a 7-point game. And I expect Jim Harbaugh to pick on Josh Newton. They brought 5 on it. I love it. You have come, all right, to a magic night. All right, tackles, total tackles. What is that? 11-7. So 10 days ago against the Ravens, he saw some field because he had one solo tackle. Did he get some playing time last week? I'm thinking that they're gonna take a shot. I mean, it's the oldest trick in the book. Rookie. I mean, any backup. Wait, Josh Newton's already in this game. I'm confused. So Josh Newton already on the other side. So who is the backup? Because their depth chart, the Bengals depth chart on the Bengals.com shows Josh Newton as the backup. So obviously that's not true. Can't be true. We got crafty. Ninja, did you enjoy seeing Richardson morph into the second coming of Montana on the Colts' final 2 drives today? I'm cracking up. As good as a Colts win. Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. I actually stopped watching that game. I was like, okay, the Jets won. And then I was painting a fence, doing some side hustling in my neighborhood. And I was painting a fence, and my brother was on speaker, and he's like talking about the Bears game because he's like, the Bears are gonna win. It's gonna fuck up my parlay. And then he missed the kick, and he's celebrating. And then he looks at his bet, and he's like, wait, the Jets lost? So his parlay was already ruined. I was like, the Jets lost? We both had no idea that the Jets somehow lost that game. But congratulations, India. That was a hell of a win. Justin Herbert lowers a shoulder. Oh my God, he fumbled the ball, and the Bengals have it. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Justin Herbert fumbled the ball. Wow! Repeat. Holy crap. No way. The Bengals. I thought they were going to be looking at that play. What happened? Derwin James brought the pressure. Chase Brown ran the ball. What just happened? So illegal hand to the face on Jamar Chase. That's declined. Wow, Joe Burrow almost sacked twice and then threw it. How did Derwin James not make that sack? That is just Joe Burrow. Derwin James. And then that throw, though. This is Joe Burrow's MVP season. He's not going to win it, but he is playing at an MVP level. First and 10. Bengals looking to tie things up. And delay handoff. Chase Brown picks up 12. Flag down, though. Wow, there's 3 flags. Oh, both on the offense. Both are holding. You finally did something as a team. All right. Wow. 14 minutes in the fourth. Joe Burrow, quick throw. Jamar Chase, gain of 5. And they're trying, the Chargers are doing their best to take Jamar Chase out of the game. The Bengals have to draw plays like that up to keep him in it. Chargers haven't. That's a great point. Chargers haven't given up more than 20 points this season, but they will tonight. Joe Burrow, and he's going to throw it to the tight end. Joe Burrow. Oh my gosh. Joe Burrow. Whoa. What is going on with Joe Burrow? Holy crap. It was a free play. Wow. This is crazy. Joe Burrow is just willing this offense down the field. First and 10, 12 and a half minutes left. Burrow, quick throw. Oh my gosh. Okay, they're going to call it incomplete. And the penalty was 12 men on the field, so the Chargers were trying to substitute. All right, empty backfield, trips right. Shotgun Burrow, looking, has time, firing, end zone, caught. Jamar Chase, he's done it. Wow. The Bengals are about to tie this ball game up. Wow. This is exactly why this game is being streamed. Right here. If you thought this game wasn't going to be, this is some backyard football. Did you see Joe Burrow? You can, man, this is by far, the best quarterback wide receiver combination in the NFL, and nothing comes close to it. Wow. TD Bengals, did you see this card? Well, yes. But I brought it up throughout the stream. Joe Burrow. You can rule Joe Burrow out. I think my exact words were, as long as Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins are on the field, the Bengals are in it. Exact quote. You got to credit the defense, man. You know what I didn't see coming was the Chargers getting out to the lead that they got out to. That part, no, I did not think that. I mean, like I said, I wanted to stream this game because I thought it was going to be a really close game. And the Chargers, were dominating this game. That was surprising, but you just knew the Bengals were going to find a way to come back into this game. They have their season on the line. The Bengal player needs to take out his grill and put it in a mouthpiece. That Bengals player is Jamar Chase, isn't it? Are you talking about Jamar Chase, Bill? Trying to update the ticker. 21 points unanswered. Crazy, man. Largest comeback in the second half of this season so far. Detroit last week against Houston was the second largest. All right, Justin Herbert, first down, throwing, caught. What a throw. We got Keith Evans in. Joe about to go off on the Chargers. Yeah, he is. He is. Welcome, Keith. Oh, no. You got a Bengal down. We got a Bengal down. Bill said probably. I just know it was a big discussion 2 weeks ago. That is interesting. I didn't know that there was a 10% higher concussion percentage with a grill. Is it about the grill or is it about the mouthpiece? Because like, what if he didn't have a mouth? What if he didn't have a grill but he just wasn't wearing a mouthpiece? Is it still 10% or is it 5%? Like, does a grill actually increase your chances of a concussion, or does just not wearing a mouthpiece increase your chances of a concussion? That's my question. Okay, then let me ask it this way: does a grill increase your chances over not wearing anything? I don't think I don't think I'm probably not asking the question the right way, but I'll try to think of a better way to ask. I'm basically asking, is it about not wearing the mouthpiece? Like, because if you're wearing a grill, that means you're not wearing a mouthpiece. So let's say T Higgins has a grill on, so he's not wearing a mouthpiece. And let's say Jamar Chase doesn't have a grill, but he also doesn't have a mouthpiece. Do they have the same chance of concussion, or does the player with the grill have a higher chance over the player without a mouthpiece or without a grill? Bill said remove grill, is if you remove the grill, you have plus 10%. Mouthpiece is 1 through 10. So the numbers add up. Yeah. It's one of those things. All right, first and 10 from the 42. Herbert and incomplete. And all of a sudden, oh no, that was first down. I thought that was second. So it's second and 10. Points allowed per game in the second half, 15.7. That's the second most in the NFL, weeks 1 through 10. Only 3 points so far in the second half. This is a totally different team. That went backwards. The refs should have let that play out. That was the right decision. The ball was tipped, but the football went backwards. What? I thought the football went backwards. Oh, because it was deflected. That play tricked me. Third and 10. Man, the Chargers all of a sudden, they're the ones that have their back against the wall. Look at this. Look at 22, the safety. Look at him coming down to the line. Oh, look at that jump off the line. They're blowing it dead. And it's going to be against the Chargers. No, it's against Hendrickson. Oh, it almost looked like he timed it perfect. Let's take a look. Oh, I want to see the other angle of the football. I don't know. Hendrickson, I don't know if he thought. Let's see if we can get pressure again. Worst pressure team in the NFL. Third and 5. Bengals sending 4. Middle of the field, incomplete. Wow. Wow. The Chargers are going to have to punt. Wow. Oh, man. He just dropped it. I mean, I feel like you got to die for that. You could hardly say it was a bad pass. He was trying to hit him in stride because if he would have caught that, there was a ton of room. Look at this playoff probability. With a win, 38%. With a loss, 10. Look at the Chargers. 91% chance for the win, 63 with a loss. It looks like when you put it this way, there's a lot at stake for both teams. I think it's better for the Broncos if the Chargers win, as weird as that sounds. Mm-hmm. I think it was the first drive of the second half. they ran it or they passed it 3 times in a row. And I was pleading that they got back to the running game. And T. Higgins, 13-yard completion. And we're hearing right now Chris Collinsworth talking about how huge Chase Brown has been to the second half and opening up everything else. And I couldn't agree more. The Bengals have the Chargers defensively on their toes. See if the Chargers look like they're playing pretty far back. Let's see if they run it here. Yeah, and they will. And I mean, that's just an easy 9 yards. And even if that wasn't a run call, that's a situation where if you're Joe Burrow, you look at the defense and you're checking to a run. Chase Brown, is he going to get 100 yards rushing tonight? Second and 1. Fakes the handoff. Burrow stepping back, firing deep downfield. They're going to say he's down, but there's a flag. Oh my gosh. What happened here? Roughing the passer. It's going to be a first down. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my gosh. Helmet to helmet, and he drove his body to the floor. Oh my gosh. That's a bad penalty. That's not a good penalty. For a guy that's got no dog in the fight, that was a bad penalty. Here's a handoff. Oh my gosh, Chase Brown. I don't know how he turned that in to a 2-yard gain. Roughing the passer with full body weight on Burrow. Yeah. This is yeah, I mean, Chris Collinsworth saying, "Oh, that was just a run to give him a second." You know that happens throughout the entire game. That happens all the time. Here's Joe Burrow with pressure coming, trying to roll away from it, and he throws it. And luckily, Chase Brown was in the area. That was so. I don't want to say lucky, but he got kind of lucky because this loss would have been the end of the drive. That was a drive-killing sack. Now, had Chase Brown not even been there at that moment, it would have been intentional grounding. But the fact that Burrow was able, while being sacked, to turn his head and find Chase Brown and throw it at his feet, like, man. Pressure coming, steps up into the pocket. Now he's just going to run it himself. Oh, Joe Burrow. And then points to a first down. 15-yard gain. Look at it. Pressure came from the sides, middle of the field, wide open. He didn't even. He was still looking, and then he was like, it was not even. This is how much Burrow's not a runner. He stepped up into the pocket and still was trying to throw it. And then he was like, what are you doing? Go. Run the football. Take the lane. 1st and 10. Handoff. Chase Brown. As we approach the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. What a game we have here. Yes. what Chris Collinsworth is playing out right now, I was just saying, even if you're not in a run, you check to a run. The Chargers defense is playing so far back, and you see them moving up here, playing a little bit closer right now on 2nd and 6, and a throw to 89, and that football looked like it took a long time to get there. All right, 3rd and 6. You know you're pending a missed field goal. You're going to take a lead here. Is it going to be 3 or 7? This is your go-ahead drive. It's a 47-yard field goal from here. It's just you can't take a sack, and the Chargers are going to bring pressure. Well, they're bringing 3. Burrow steps up, firing. Jamar Chase incomplete. Jamar Chase normally catches that ball. Wow. That is a ball that Jamar Chase normally comes down with. I would have liked to see him not wait for this and go towards the football. See how he waits for the football? If he would have came towards the football, I think it would have been impossible for the defender to get there. 48-yard field goal for the lead. Snap, hold, kick is, missed it. He missed it. And this is the guy that said he's good from 68. Let's try 48 first, bud. 48 yards, no weather, indoors, and he just hooks it left. That is just a really unfortunate two-play sequence right there. A play Jamar Chase makes 8 out of 10 times, and a field goal that he makes 9 out of 10 times. J.K. Dobbins with a powerful run. And now the Chargers are on their go-ahead drive. Wearing one of those diamond grills is like driving a Cybertruck. It gets you a lot of attention. Yeah, it does. But you guys got to keep in mind that they also like it. You know? And at the end of the day, I mean, people should do whatever they like, whatever makes them feel good, as long as it's not hurting anybody. Loss of 3. Hmm. 3rd and 10. That was a play that was just like a total missed assignment on the offensive line. 3rd and 4. Uh-oh, safeties are coming down for the Bengals, and they're coming in, and they got Herbert buying time. Oh my gosh, it's caught. I don't know how Herbert bought enough time, but this one's going to come back, it looks like. Holding. Number 70, that's Rashawn Slater. It's their best offensive lineman. Wow. Trey Hendrickson and Rashawn Slater. Yep. He wrapped his arm around him, basically just tackled him. And if it weren't for that hold, it would have been a sack. Why does Trey Hendrickson look exactly like Mason Rudolph? This is just, I can't get over that. Never seen his face until today. 3rd and 14. Herbert looking to pass. Oh my goodness! Wide open, and he overthrew him. It wouldn't have been a touchdown, but it would have been a first down and more. Oh my goodness. Herbert, who's been spectacular today. He's been so dialed in. And then that. Oh, wow. This could be returned from the 10. Irwin. Oh, damn, he took a hit. Woo! Wow. Called up from the practice squad for this game, and he delivered. Wow. Good job by Irwin, though, putting 2 hands on the football. That those are the plays. I always say when people, whatever it is that you think, right? It's like people, they say count your blessings, thank God, or just be grateful. I don't know what you guys believe out there, but I always say like when I'm in my attitude of gratitude, one of the things that I like to do is I like to thank. For me, it's God. I like to thank God for the car accident I didn't get in, or all the things that didn't happen that I don't know I was protected from. It's like always, it's like if there's a fumble on the play, everybody notices. But he took a huge hit, and he had 2 hands wrapped around the ball. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna make sure I point that out, and I'm gonna be like, hey, this is the fumble that didn't happen, and let's take a moment and be grateful and also reward that player. Because that player that hit him, it was like 1 second he was 5 yards away, and the next second, boom, he was there. The ability to that quickly gear up with 2 hands on that ball and embrace for that hit, that is ball security. And a hit like that wouldn't be surprising if he fumbled that ball because he had it in one hand. Still trying to be a runner. Got to celebrate. You gotta celebrate when your players do the little things right, because it's the little things that add up to a win. All right, here we go. Crowd's getting as loud as it probably has in a long time. 1st and 10 with 5:24 left in the game. 2 timeouts for the Bengals, 3 timeouts for the Chargers. Tied at 27 apiece. Joe Burrow, quick throw. T. Higgins, wow. T. Higgins, great reaction speed. He didn't even know that ball was there until it was on his face. Whew. Boom. That's a snag by Higgins. Here we go, 2nd and 1. We're going to hand the football off and gain 2. They needed 1. All right, so got the defensive coordinator with the yellow folder over his mouth. I thought only offensive play callers hide their mouth when they're calling the play. Hey, it's Mason Rudolph. Here we go. Joe Burrow throwing. T. Higgins caught. T. Higgins staying in bounds and still pushing. That quad injury looks like is holding up pretty well. I mean, he had three guys trying to take him down, and this is the effect of them putting all their attention on Jamar Chase, not realizing that T. Higgins is a number one. He is a number one receiver. And if he's going to have these type of opportunities all night, he's going to eat. See if they run the football here. See, the linebackers look like they're, yeah, and this time they're going to be able to get him. And that was that Amarius Mims, the rookie? And I think that was Amarius Mims, that right tackle, but he has been pretty bad this season. Yep, that is Mims. He's been pretty bad this season. We looked up his running grade, and his passing block grade is 57. His running block grade is 53. I mean, he's just got a lot of work to do to live up to his first round draft status. 2nd and 12. Joe Burrow looking to pass. Middle of the field, and it's Adiosibi. I never know how to say his name. Let's see if. Oh, man. Look at Jamar Chase. Wow. Ooh. That would have been his 3rd touchdown of the night if they saw Jamar Chase. This is crazy. I mean, the Bengals right now are thinking we want to have the ball last. You almost always need one takeaway in the second half when you're down. The amount of points the Bengals are down, and that Justin Herbert fumble was the opportunity, and the Bengals didn't waste it. So now that the Chargers are calling their timeouts, defensively, it's paramount that they get a stop. And they're going to run it again, and that's going to take it to the 2-minute warning. I wouldn't call my timeout. I would let the 2-minute warning do it. That way, if they do convert on 2nd down, you have 2 timeouts to stop it on 1st and 2nd down. And then whatever happens on 3rd down happens. You would assume that the Bengals would be looking to throw it with a minute 55 or a minute 50. If it's incomplete, then the clock will be stopped around 1:45 and it'll be 4th down. If they get the 1st down, it's most likely game. But here's the thing. An incomplete pass will give the ball back to the Chargers. Well, they'll take a field goal, but the Chargers would get the ball back if it was incomplete on 3rd down with like at least a minute 35 seconds. If the Bengals think that's too much time, you could see them run it 3 times in a row to take 45 seconds off the clock. And then they would have a minute and no timeouts, or maybe even less, maybe like 45, 55 seconds with no timeouts to kick a field goal. It just depends if the Bengals want to take that chance of throwing it on 3rd down or not, assuming that they run it on 1st and 2nd down if they convert on this drive. If they don't get a 1st down, this game looks a lot different. 2nd and 8. Pressure is coming. Burrow's got to get rid of it. And incomplete. Intended for T. Higgins. Trying to get a back shoulder to him. And that's now the clock stops and they have both their timeouts. So this is had his arm. He pulled his other arm. I don't know. He only had one arm. 3rd and 8. Can't take a sack. Quick throw. They're going to say incomplete. Oh my goodness. So it's going to be a 51-yarder after missing a 48-yarder. Jamar Chase has had a couple drops today. None as big as that. All right, Evan McPherson. Do you have the ability to forget your last kick and drill this? Your season has been a series of unfortunate events, and he's going to miss it. The Bengals cannot catch a break. They should be up 6, but their kicker has missed from 48 and 51. And now you're asking your defense. It's the same thing that happened on the last one. It looked good, and then it went way far left. The Bengals, man, they continue to come so close. And now you're asking their defense. They still have 2 timeouts. Let's see how they can do. Herbert. Oh, my gosh. Is that intercepted? Oh. All right. That's huge right there. That is huge. So it's 2nd and 10, and it stops the clock. So now they have 2 timeouts. I mean, you got to keep in mind the Chargers the Chargers need to get in field goal range. That's the main thing. Here we go. Herbert looking to pass. Oh my gosh, it was almost picked. It was almost intercepted. That would have been a pick 6. And it's 3rd and 10. Look at Hilton. Oh my God, you got to catch that ball. The Bengals, they just can't finish these plays. It's the kicks, it's the drops, it's the interceptions. They have to get over this barrier. Herbert, middle of the field. Oh my gosh, it's incomplete. How did Palmer drop that? Josh Newton, who we were just talking about out of TCU, the 5th round draft pick, makes the play of the game here. Look at Palmer, 2 hands on the ball, and he is able to get his hand in there and get it out. That is a big-time play for a 5th round rookie. And now the Chargers, with 1:34 left, will punt it, and they still have 2 timeouts because of the way the play calling went for the Bengals in the 2nd and 3rd down were 2 incompletions in a row. 6 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime. He's averaging 1.2 per season. Is this his 1 for the year? All right. What a game this has been. First and 10. Burrow running from pressure, now running downfield. There is a flag, but he is able to pick up 15 yards. Illegal contact on the defense, and that's going to be declined. And will the clock start running? Oh, there is no contact. He said there's no penalty for illegal contact, so I guess it happened within 5 yards. All right, so the clock is running. 110, 19, 18. Burrow going deep downfield. Oh my goodness. It was just out of reach. And that, oh my gosh. Whew. Jamar Chase clearly upset. I don't know. It seems like it has something to do with the defense, not the quarterback. Here we go. 2nd and 10. Oh, it's incomplete. Intended for Trey or for Chase Brown, incomplete. 1:01 left. Wow. This is incredible. We've seen 3 different drives without a minute coming off the clock because of the incompletions. Wow. And here's Jamar Chase coming back into the game. Of course he is, right? 3rd and 10. And Burrow throwing. Oh, T. Higgins was wide open, but he got hit. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Burrow's got to get this ball. Oh, Burrow. If he can just get this ball to Teague, and he even tried to jump to create some space. And he is so upset with himself. Now here is the punt. 50, 49, 48. It's going to be returned to the 10, tackled at the 15 with 45 seconds left. Both teams have a couple timeouts. This is interesting because I don't know if you're the Chargers, are you playing for overtime or do you play for the win? I think you got to play for the win. 45 seconds and 2 timeouts is a lifetime, but you do risk with the field position, you do risk something funky happening if you throw an incompletion or 2. Herbert, empty backfield, looking to pass. Bengals bring 4. Herbert steps up into the pocket, downfield. Palmer, all the way down to the 45. Harbaugh's going to call a timeout. Let's see. Do they put any more time on the clock? "31 seconds is going to be the clock. I didn't know if maybe he called it earlier, but it looks like he called it at 31. Oh. Oh, man. Bill says, get your coin flipping finger ready. Ooh. 10 straight losses in games decided by 3 or fewer points. 4th longest streak in NFL history. Can the Chargers get over the hump? Because I said chargering's not a thing anymore. They lose this game, they charger. A win today, a win in this game would definitely, I mean, the number is right there. 10 in a row losing, or 10 losses in a row decided by 3 points or fewer. All they got to do is win one. Get rid of that streak. Get rid of the term charging. Can they do it, though? Because on the other side, the Bengals have been one of the wildly unlucky teams this year. This is very interesting. 31 seconds left. Pressure. Herbert throwing. Come on. Lad McConkey. And they still have one timeout, so that's it. They can just take 2 knees, and the Bengals will burn their timeouts. And then if they're done, you take 1 more knee, and then you call your timeout with 1 second left, and you kick a 52-yard field goal to win the game. Young Ho Koo, or Kicker the Dick. Dicker the Kicker. Oh, I thought they were on the 35. It looked like they were on the 31. That would be a 47-yarder. And this is it. Look, Mike Frisco is saying exactly what I was just saying about the term chargering and getting over this hump and changing the narrative that surrounded this team forever. But it is going to come down to the kicker. And Bill says, no, don't get conservative. I don't know. Yep. Dobbins, he's going to score. He should have went down. Wow. 18 seconds on the clock. And the defense gives up a touchdown on a run. So the Chargers were just running the football. Wow. Wow. So 18 seconds is on the clock. Yeah, but that was a field goal. Touchdown bolts. You hit up Rick and let him know I called that. Well, I don't think they had their foot on the gas. They just ran the football. And it seemed like, I mean, you got to keep in mind, a 40-yard field goal, 45-yard field goal from the 30, it would have been a 47-yard field goal. You run the ball and you hope to get 2 to 5 more yards, and you kick a game-winning field goal at 40 yards. I mean, that's the plan. If your kicker misses a 40-yard field goal for the win, then so be it. But in this case, a miss is still going to take you to overtime. You try if they would have put the ball in his hands and you risk a sack or something of that nature, you take yourself out of field goal range, God forbid an interception or something, you play the odds. There's definitely a better chance of winning the game by taking a 40-yard field goal than attempting to score a touchdown. But I don't think that the Chargers were trying to score right there. But it does say something that they didn't go down. They didn't stop going for yards like the Bears did. The Chargers just got luck on top of it. I didn't see how the Bears ended their game. I don't know what took place. All I know is that they got their field goal blocked at the end of the game. So I'll have to go back and watch it to see what they did different than the Chargers. Burrow steps up. Oh, come on! Timeout! Oh my gosh! 10 seconds left. Joe Burrow just stepped up into the pocket and got the ball. He's limping a little bit. So how did the Bears end their game? Did they like take the field goal on first down or something like that? They paused twice and had to go for a long field goal and missed. Pause twice. Oh, pause? What do you mean pause? Like timeout? 10 seconds remaining. Can Jamar Chase come down with a Hail Mary? Does Joe Burrow have a Hail Mary in him? Or do they just try to pick up 10 to 15? Incomplete, intended for Jamar Chase. If he would have caught that and got hit out of bounds, that would have been the end of the game, right? If you get hit out of bounds, the clock keeps running. You have to go out on your own, I think. Oh my gosh. Rick, he said Eberflus is playing college football. Doesn't shock me. Eberflus is that's like his MO at this point. All right, now the Chargers are going to call a timeout and get their defense together. We'll see if any Chargers defensive backs are going to taunt the fans while the play is happening. All right, this is crazy. It's coming down to the final play of the game, and it's going to be it. It's not as crazy as the Hail Mary as we've seen. Here we go. Burrow taking a deep shot downfield. Oh, Higgins had it in his hands. Incomplete. Chargers win. Wow. T. Higgins had it in his hand. Both hands. And the Bengals come up short again. It's been the story of their season. And on the other side of the football, you have the Chargers, who have, man, I just got to look at this play really quick. T. Higgins, if he catches that ball, oh my goodness. Derwin James with the stop. That is just crazy. On the other side of the football, you have the Chargers who just continue to turn the page as a franchise and improve every single week. A really good first half. They're a playoff team. They're going to be in the playoffs. This was the big concern when the Chargers brought in Jim Harbaugh for, I don't think it was just Bronco fans, but AFC West in general. It's like, hey, this is a legit team now. And here we are, middle of November, and this team has only 3 losses on the season. And this is the first game where they've even given up 20 or more points. So this is a really dangerous team. There's still like, I don't know, there was still like so many moments for the Bengals to win this game that it did feel like the Chargers tried to charge her, but they didn't, right? And I think that that's the main takeaway is that they didn't. But there were so many opportunities. I mean, Joe Burrow had that pass to T. Higgins on 3rd down that he had to jump for, and it just wasn't completed. The Bengals ended up having 2 missed field goals tonight. Um, there was 2 drives where they were. I mean, they missed the go-ahead field goal. There were so many opportunities where you would have said Chargers, Chargers, had the Bengals made those kicks, completed those passes, but they didn't. I'm not sure how much of that on the Bengals or on the Chargers, but if we just kind of take a step back and look at the full scale of the season, I think you got to give the Chargers the credit because of the way they have been playing football this whole season. Um, they almost let the Bengals win this game after being up 20, was it 26 at the half, something like that. So I don't know if that's going to work in the playoffs. I still think they need to figure out, okay, um, we need to clean some things up. We can't really let teams come back into these games. And yeah, we got the win, but this is it. I always say that this is a coach's dream, a win that you can learn from, a win where there's teaching points in obvious areas for improvement. This is exactly what a coach wants. So the Chargers dominant in the first half. Second half, they definitely got their foot off the gas. The Bengals defensively played a lot better, and the offense started rolling. T. Higgins had a touchdown. Jamar Chase had a couple touchdowns. But at the end of the game, it seemed like none of these teams wanted to win the game. The final 4 drives were just 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. And like Bill's comment about if your coin finger ready, it did feel like it was an overtime game. And then the Bengals give up 2 big plays on the final drive of the game. And you're thinking this one's going to end in a game-winning field goal. And J.K. Dobbins takes it to the house on a run right up the middle. I mean, that is just the way the year has gone for the Bengals. And for the Chargers, they have created a lot of space between the 7th seed in the AFC and the other teams. Because the Bengals were like the one team that I was worried about. Because I'm like, we're 6-5, but the Bengals start stringing together some wins here. It could get tricky, but Chargers take care of them, and it looks like it's going to be one of those years where we're just going to hope to get in as 7th seed. I think if we can get in the playoffs, you're going to have 3 AFC West teams potentially in the playoffs. That's a good division, and that hasn't happened since the NFC East did it in 2022 when Daniel Jones beat the Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys dominated Tampa Bay in Tom Brady's last game, and the Eagles were the number 1 seed that year. So it's been a couple years since there's been a division that's been as strong as the AFC West is this year. And then the NFC North, I mean, you got the same thing going on over there, even better, right? The worst team in the NFC North besides the Bears, talking about the top 3, is the Packers with 3 losses. You got a 9-1, 8-2, and 7-3 team. So this is going to be really fun as we get closer to the playoffs. But great game by the Chargers. I think for the Bengals, their only chance now is if they win out. If they win every single game from here on out, they will still have 10 wins on the season. Can they? We'll see. We'll see. I think they can win. I think they can win out if they play the way they played in the second half throughout the entire game. Because they would have won this game had that defense of the second half showed up in the first half. And this is a really good team. But Joe Burrow is one of those guys that I'm not counting out until it's statistically impossible for the Bengals to reach double-digit wins. And it is not yet impossible. Now, for the Chargers, this was a really important win because they are playing Baltimore next week. And the Baltimore Ravens are coming off of a loss. And there's going to be a lot of emotion in that game. Chargers probably don't win that game, and that would drop them to 4 losses on the season. And then all of a sudden, seeding could still become a factor. If Denver beats the Chargers, then we would both be with 5 losses. But we'll see what happens next week. It's really weird because the Ravens right now, if they lose next week to the Chargers, all of a sudden the Ravens are a 4 or 5 loss team. The Steelers are like the clear favorite at 8-2 to finish that division. So like it's going to get pretty clear here. I think next week it'll make a little more sense. The Chargers Ravens game is going to be an important game as far as playoffs go. And for the Steelers, I mean, with the Steelers right now winning all these important games, it's going to continue to be difficult for them. Now, their schedule is brutal all the way to the end. So, yeah, the Ravens have 4 losses. So, if they lose to the Chargers next week, they'll be a 5-loss team. And that would potentially put them at the 7th seed. I mean, crazy. It is crazy. That would give the Steelers a three-game lead in the AFC North if they're able to take care of their business against the Browns, which I think we all think they will. Because their next 3 games include playing the Browns twice. So the Ravens might as well kiss the AFC North division winner playoffs running through Baltimore. Kiss that goodbye if they don't beat the Chargers on Monday night. But it'll be fun. It's the Harbaugh Bowl, right? And so that's going to be a blast. Last time those 2 guys played each other, I believe it was the Super Bowl. So it should be a lot of fun. Travis said Steelers might be the most well-rounded team in the league, in my opinion. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think that, but it's all right. That's what this channel is all about, is different opinions. But Justin Tucker, man, I'm wondering what they're going to do with Justin Tucker. Because today, he was terrible. He missed a field goal. I mean, just looking at the first quarter, I mean, he missed a field goal on their 3rd drive. He missed a field goal on their 4th drive. And finally, he made a couple of field goals. But you go back on the game and you're like, if the guy that's been automatic in this league for all these years, if he makes even just one of those field goals, we win the game. I mean, the Steelers didn't have a game today offensively that was great. I mean, fantasy football wise, I think Russell Wilson had like 6 fantasy points, no touchdowns offensively for the entire team all day. An interception, 200 yards passing, not bad, but I mean, the Ravens defensively have just been a team that you can throw touchdown passes against and get a bunch of yards against. And for whatever reason, it's actually the Steelers' defense that has them winning all of these football games. Their offense is doing enough. Don't get me wrong; they're not a liability. It's just their defense is really the bright shining star. And Jin just said this channel is about football, booze, and sexy Rick, not different opinions. Well, it's not just about different opinions. It's also about all those other things, Ginger. So we'll see. I really do hope that the Steelers are the 2 seed because if the Ravens end up being the 2 seed, and because think the 2 seed plays the 7 seed, so I think we're going to end up being the 7 seed. So who do I want to play in the first round of the playoffs? The Steelers or the Ravens? Not it's. I don't want to play the Ravens. So I want the Steelers to cement themselves as a 2 seed. Sean Payton versus Russell Wilson. I mean, in the playoffs, I mean, this is like a movie. And I feel like that's what we're going to get. My gut is telling me the Steelers are going to end up being the number 2 seed. And the Broncos will be the 7. And the wild card round will be Broncos Steelers in Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson, John Payton, it's gonna be a hell of a year. Rich Eisen will be beside himself with joy tomorrow. Oh yeah, poor Rich. Poor Rich. What a tough loss today. I was saying earlier, I thought the Jets won. I turned the game off. I didn't find out until like an hour later that the Colts won that game. I was like, how? I had no idea. But I got a lot of catching up to do. I gotta watch the end of the Packers Bears game. I need to figure out what the hell happened. I'm hearing a lot of different stuff. I gotta see what did Eberflus do to make it work that way. And congrats, Ginger, on your win. I'm not going to congratulate Chargers fans on their win for obvious reasons, but it was a great game, and that's exactly why we were struggling. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this game. I really do appreciate it. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. Just push the button, give it a click. We'll be live tomorrow for Monday Night Football. Should be a good game, maybe not. It's the Dallas Cowboys without Dak Prescott taking on the Houston Texans, but it's the Battle of Texas. It's the Battle of Texas. We'll give it a name. You know, it was so funny when the Brazil game, not the Germany game, in the London game, the NFL automatically does a countdown for their international games. And I posted a picture. It was like a countdown no one asked for. And it was like the Giants versus the Panthers. It was like 13 hours, 22 minutes. Like, dude, no one in the world, not even Giants fans, are counting it down like that. Let's not pretend it was, some Super Bowl or something. But it's just funny. The hoedown, and could never trust the Jets have won until the game's been over for at least 20 minutes. Good stuff. See you tomorrow, boys. The hoedown. The hoedown. I don't know what the hoedown is, but Crafty, thank you for being in here. Thank you for being in here. You never know if the score will hold. You guys all have a good one. Bears lose by 1. Detroit loses by 50. 52-6. Dolphins win over the Raiders, who are ass. Rams win by 6 over New England. Cleveland loses pretty bad, 21-point loss to the Saints. Of course, Pittsburgh, the win over Baltimore, and then Philly over the Commanders. Minnesota over Tennessee. Indy, 1-point win over the Jets. Broncos destroyed the Falcons. Seattle, Geno Smith, a last-minute touchdown drive to shock the 49ers at home. And then Kansas City, they get their first loss of the season. And Buffalo is continuing to just win their football games. It feels like forever since they lost. And they haven't been in national, on primetime television in like 7 weeks. So they're just like quietly winning all these games. And then the Chargers over the Bengals. You guys have been great. I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Football. Have a great start to your Monday. Say something nice about your friends or your family. Let everybody know that you care about them. Have a great start to your week. And if it's Victory Monday for you, well, enjoy it. Enjoy your wins because we only got 8 more weeks. Or we only got 6 more weeks of football if your team is not a playoff team. So enjoy every last freaking minute of it because it's going to be gone before you know it. I love you guys. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.